Without our elders, we would not be in the shape that we are in. Truly, they have been a blessing to us and given us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And we just thank the Most High for them. Let us all say, Hallelujah!
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 Praise the mighty Yah.
Praise the mighty Yah.
Yah is righteous.
Yah is righteous.
Yah is holy.
Yah is holy.
You may have a seat. I want all of us to make sure that we keep Mother Dory in our prayers and Elder Page in our prayers. Elder Page is still in the hospital. Mother, she was in the hospital. She's at home now. And we just want to make sure that we continue to keep all of those who are sick in our prayers, because all of us have made it here because somebody prayed for us. Today, before I get started, I just want to mention, if you wasn't at the conference, you truly missed something wonderful. We had a great time at the conference, and we had great discussions talking about what would happen in the last days. Really, it was a great discussion on the 6th day and on the 7th day. We truly learned a lot. And we're going to talk about that, some of the things that we discussed. We're going to talk about it in the coming weeks. But we should always try, if we can, to make the conferences, because it's just so much you get out of them being there. And sometimes explaining what we talked about doesn't add a whole lot to it, because being there you get to experience the joy and the beauty of the speakers, especially when you have elders who truly know the words. So I would encourage you to try to make the conferences if you can. Today I'm going to talk about, why did Yah choose Israel? How many people in here know why the Creator chose Israel? Let me see your hand. If you know why the Creator chose Israel. Man, I got some teaching to do. Yeah. Man. How many? Raise your hand again. 4 people? 4 people. 4 people know why the Creator chose Israel. Man. Let's go to 1 Chronicles, the 16th chapter, and the 13th verse. It says, Hear ye seed of Yisrael, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen ones. When you read this scripture, and now I understand you don't know what the Creator means when he said that you are his chosen ones, and why he chose you. Well, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm just going to tell you why the Creator chose you. And I want you to understand, you have not done anything for the Creator to choose you. But let's go to Genesis, the 12th chapter, and the first verse. It say, now the Creator has said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in thee shall all the families of the earth be what? Blessed. Because the Creator chose Abraham and chose Abraham's descendants, that is the only reason why you was chosen. Because the Creator knew about Abraham. He knew what Abraham would do. And because of Abraham, the Creator chose you. Now think about it. Abraham had who? Ishmael? And he had Isaac. But the Creator chose chose Israel, chose Isaac instead of Ishmael. I'll get it right after a while. And look at what the Creator said in Genesis, the 17th chapter, in the 4th verse. Because it's all about the covenant that the Creator made with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. In Genesis 17:4, it says, as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham. For a father of many nations have I made thee, and I will make thee exceedingly fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee and their generation, for an everlasting covenant, to be a Elohim unto thee and to thy seed after thee. And I would give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their Elohim. So because the Creator chose Abraham and chose his descendants, that's the only reason the Creator chose Israel. And let me just tell you this. In choosing Israel, the only way that you can get the blessing that the Creator gave to Abraham, guess what you have to do? You have to do the same thing that Abraham did. You have to keep the Creator's laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments. Look at Genesis, the 22nd chapter. To show you how powerful Abraham was and how powerful Abraham is to this day. In Genesis 22 and verse 15, it said, an angel of the Creator called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time. This is the second time. And he said, by myself have I sworn, says Yah, for because thou hast done this thing, and have not withheld thy son, thine only son, because Abraham was willing to give up the son that he loved, the son that he had by his wife. He was willing to give her up The Creator knew that Abraham loved him more than he loved his own self. He said that in blessing, I will bless thee. And in multiplying, I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heavens, and as the sands which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. But this is why. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because what? Thou hast obeyed my voice. So in order for us to get this blessing, we have to obey the voice of the Most High. And the voice of the Most High is in his laws, his statutes, his judgments, and his commandments. Abraham is the reason we are here. And because the Creator loved Abraham, guess what? He loved you. Now, I know the women can relate to this. If you have a child and that man cannot love your child, he don't love you. And the Creator is saying to Abraham, I love you and I love your children. And because I love you, I'm going to bless your children. And that's the same way a man's supposed to treat a woman that he loves. He's supposed to take care of the children too. If you're going to bless her, guess what? You got to bless the children. Look at the 26th chapter of Genesis to show you how it will pass down. And this blessing, this covenant that was made with Abraham was made with Isaac. He's saying there was a famine in the land beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Yishkak went unto Amalek, king of the Philistines, unto Gorah. And the Creator appeared unto him and said, Go not down into Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and I will bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries. And I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father. And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thy seed all these countries. And in thy seed shall what? All the nations of the earth be blessed. So that same covenant that was given to Abraham was given to who? Isaac. Now watch what the Creator say. The reason why it was passed down from Abraham, because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge and my commandments and my statutes and my law. Because Abraham was obedient to the Most High. So it is contingent upon us to be what? Obedient. That's how we get this covenant that was passed down. But I want you to understand something. That the Most High say, and I'm reading it like this because the Most High say by 2 or 3 witnesses. I hear the brother say it all the time. By 2 or 3 witnesses shall a matter be established. Look at the 24th verse of chapter 26. It says, And the Creator appeared unto him the same night, and said, I am Elohim, I am the Elohim of Abraham thy father. Fear not, for I am with thee, and will bless thee, and will multiply thy seed for my servant who? Abraham's sake. It's all because of Abraham that we are blessed. Look at Genesis, the 28th chapter. I'm just getting you some witnesses. Because I can tell you all day, but if I don't have any witnesses, then it doesn't matter. Look at Genesis, the 28th chapter. The first verse. It said, Isaac called Jacob. He called Yaakov and blessed him and charged him and said unto him, Thou shalt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Now, this also was told to another son that Isaac had, Esau. When he told Esau, what did Esau do? Went right on and got a wife from the land of Canaan, didn't he? But Yaakov listened. He said, Arise and go to Padan Aram, to the house of Bethuel, thy mother's father, and take thee a wife from thence of the daughters of Laban, thy mother's brother. And Elohim Almighty, or El Shaddai, bless thee, and make thee fruitful, and multiply thee, and thou mayest be multiplied, may be a multitude of people, and give thee the blessing of who? Abraham, to thee and to thy seed with thee, that thou mayest inherit the land wherein thou art a stranger, which Elohim gave unto Abraham. And Isaac sent away Yaakov, and he went to Padan Aram unto Laban, son of Bethuel the Syrian, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob's and Esau's mother. So Jacob got this same blessing that Isaac got. The blessing of Abraham. And I'm telling you right now, that's what we want. We want the blessing of Abraham. If you want to know why the Creator chose Israel, it's because of the blessing of our forefather. In fact, look at the 10th verse. Because I want you to see something here. We saw what Jacob was told by Isaac. But look at the 28th chapter and the 10th verse. It said, And Jacob went out from Beersheba and went toward Haram. And he lighted upon a certain place and tarried there all night, because the sun was set. And he took up the stones of that place, and put them for a pillar, and lay down in that place to sleep. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up upon the earth, and the top of it reached to heaven. And behold, the angel of Elohim ascending and descending upon it, going up and down on it. And behold, the Creator stood above it and said, I am Elohim of Abraham, thy father, and the Elohim of Yishkar, the land whereon thou liest, to thee would I give it, and to thy seed. He said, look, I'm the Elohim of Abraham, Yishkar, and now I'm your Elohim. And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be what? Blessed. The same covenant. And to you, the descendants of Abraham, Yishkar, Yaakov, in you, all the families of the earth are going to be blessed.
Hallelujah.
But you have to do what the Creator told you. You have to keep his commandments, his statutes, and his judgment. It's not up for negotiations. If you want to be that chosen one that the Most High talks about all through the scriptures, you have to keep the Creator's law.
Yes, yes,
It's not up for negotiation. And you know, when Moses had to come before the children of Israel to deliver the children of Israel out of Egypt, Moses knew all too well what was going on in Egypt because he had been in Egypt. So the Creator told Moses to go to Pharaoh and tell Pharaoh to let my people go. And when he went, when he was getting ready to go, Moses said, wait a minute. If I go to these people, what name am I going to go in? They don't know you. They don't know you by Yah or Yahweh. What name shall I use? And you know what the Creator told him? Look at Exodus, the 3rd chapter, in the 13th verse. Because the Creator reveals himself to Moses. And the way he revealed himself to Moses, he told Moses, I want you to go to the children of Israel and reveal to them who I am. And Moses said unto Yah, or said unto Elohim, he said, behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, the Elohim of your fathers have sent me unto you. And they shall say to me, what is his name? What shall I say unto them? Moses say, look, man, I go to these people, I know them. They're going to ask me, what is his name, since you know him? And you know how we'll get to say, what did he say? How did he sound when he told you? And Elohim said unto Moses, I am that I am. In other words, I can be whatever I want to be. I can be the lily of the valley or the rose of Sharon. I can be whatever I want to be. I am that I am. I can be a hurricane if I want to be. I can be a fire that can't be put out. I could be a hurricane. I am that I am. I could be anything. But this is what the Creator said to him. He said, thus shall I say unto the children of Israel, I am has sent me unto you. Then he explained, I am. He said, Elohim said moreover unto Moses, thus shalt I say unto the children of Israel, the Elohim of your fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Yishkak, the Elohim of Yaakov has sent me unto you. So what name did he use? He let you know that he is the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Yishkak, and the Elohim of Yaakov has sent me unto you. This is my name for how long? Forever. So if you're not serving the one that is the Elohim of Abraham, Yishkak, Yaakov, you're not serving the Creator. I don't care what name you call him by. If you want to call him Yahweh, go ahead. If you want to call him Yahweh, go ahead. If you want to call him Jehovah, go ahead. It doesn't matter if you want to call him that name, because his name is the Elohim of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. This is his name forever. And then he said, go and gather the elders of Israel together and say unto them. Did he say I am? Or did he say the Elohim of your fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Yitzchak, and of Yaakov appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you and seen that which is done to you in Egypt. And I have said, I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt unto the land of Canaan, of the Canaanites, and unto the Hittites, and the Amorites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, unto a land flowing with milk and honey. We are serving the Elohim of Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov. And we have to do things in order to get this blessing. We have to keep the commandments that they kept. We have to take on the responsibility that they took on. Look at what the Creator tells us in Exodus, the 19th chapter, in the 5th verse. He said, now therefore, and I'm going to tell you something. Whenever the Creator say if, he mean what he say. He said, now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then shall you be a peculiar treasure unto me above what? All people, for all the earth is mine. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people, and laid before their faces all these words which the Creator commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, all that Yah has spoken, we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto Yah. And Yah said unto Moses, lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto Yah. So the Creator wanted to make sure that the children of Israel believed every word that Moses had to say. So he made sure that they heard him when he gave the commandments to Moses. So it wouldn't be no excuse for us not to keep all of these words. And these words are so important, because that's the only way we can get the blessing of Abraham. Look at Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter. In Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, you have to be obedient to this law. In Deuteronomy 4 and verse 1. He said, now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgment which I teach you, for to do them, that you may live and go in and possess the land which the Creator your fathers giveth you. Ye shall not what? Add unto the word which I command you, neither shall you diminish aught from it, that you may keep the commandments of Yah your Elohim, which I command you. Your eyes have seen what Yah did because of the pagan deity. For all the men that followed the pagan deity, Yah thy Elohim have destroyed them from among you. But ye that did cleave unto Yah your Elohim are alive, every one of you, this day. What is the Creator saying? Everyone that turned their back upon the Most High did not make it out of the wilderness. They didn't make it. But everyone that served Yah made it. And how many served Yah that made it? 2. Caleb and Joshua. The only 2. He said, behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Creator, my Elohim, commanded me that you should do so in the land whether you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Think about it this way. Have you noticed when you keep the commandments, they have a lot of questions for you. But when you just do what everybody else do, they don't have nothing to say. Because they know that if you're not keeping the commandments of the Creator, they're not teaching you nothing. You're not learning nothing. Look at what the Creator tell us, though. He said, for what nation is there so great who has Elohim so nigh unto them, as Yah our Elohim is in all things that we call upon him for? All things. If we kept the commandments, we wouldn't have to worry about nothing. I'm not talking about individually, I'm talking about collectively, all of us together. He's saying, what nation is there so great that has statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? What other nation? What other nation that have all of this law before us? Do you realize what we can accomplish if we kept this law the way the Creator told us? This law is the covenant that the Most High made with us. This covenant, if we keep, nobody can defeat us. Nobody. In Exodus 24 and verse 3, this is this covenant, and it's a blood covenant. And Moses came and told the people all the words of Yah, and all the judgment, and all the people answered with one voice, and said all the words which Yah has said we will do. All the words. Now, let me tell you, the Creator is not going to break a covenant. So if he didn't break the covenant, guess who broke it? So if we broke the covenant, what we need to do? Go back to the covenant. And Moses wrote all the words of Yah, and rose up early in the morning and built an altar under the hill, and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of YISRAEL, which offer burnt offering and sacrifice peace offering of oxen unto Yah. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basin, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the law, the covenant, and read it in the audience of the people. And they said, all that Yah has said will we do and be obedient. This is what our forefathers said. And of course, the minute he stopped saying it, what they do? They broke the law, and all hell broke loose. He said, Moses took the blood and sprinkled on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which Yah has made with you concerning what? All these words. If we go back to all these words, we can have that blessing that the Creator gave to Abraham. Look at what he told us, because I want you to understand that Yah chose Abraham for himself. And guess what he did? He chose you for himself. In Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter, in the 6th verse, it says, for thou art an holy people unto Yah thy Elohim. Listen to what the Creator said now. Yah thy Elohim has chosen thee to be a special people unto who? Unto himself. Above all people that are on the face of the earth. The Creator chose you to be above everybody. And Yah did not set his love upon you, not choose you, because you were more in number than any people. That's not why he chose you. For you were the fewest of all people. But because Yah what? Loved you, and because he will keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers. That's why. Because he loved you, and because of the oath that he promised. And like I say, Yah don't break an oath. He said, have Yah brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt? Know therefore that Yah thy Elohim, he is Elohim, the faithful Elohim, which keepeth covenants and mercy with them that what? Love him and do what? Keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. You got to keep the commandments. You got to keep the law. That's the only way you can get the blessing of Abraham. And repayeth them that hate him to their face. To destroy them, he would not be slack. To him that hateth him, he will repay him to his face. This is why we are going through this condition in America. Because we turned our back on the Most High, and we are paying for it. He said, thou shalt therefore keep the commandments and the statutes and the judgment, which I command thee this day to do them. Wherefore it shall come to pass, if ye hearken to these judgments and keep and do them, that Yah thy Elohim will keep unto thee the covenant and the mercy which he sware unto thy fathers. He will keep it. And he will love thee and bless thee and multiply thee. He will also bless the fruit of thy womb and the fruit of thy land and the corn and thy wine and thine oil and the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep in the land which he sware unto thy fathers to give thee. Thou shalt be blessed above all people. All if you just keep these commandments. There shall not be male or female barren among you, or among your cattle. And Yah will take away from thee all sickness. Now we have all kind of diseases. I mean, diseases we didn't even hear about when we was coming up. It seemed like folks dying like flies. all kind of new diseases we never heard of. But he said he would take from thee all sickness, and will put none of the evil diseases of Egypt, which thou knowest, upon thee, but will lay them upon all them that what? Hate thee. And thou shalt consume all the people which the Creator thy Elohim shall deliver thee. Thine eyes shall not pity upon them, neither shalt thou serve their deities, for that would be a snare unto thee. If thou shalt say in thine heart, these nations are more than I, how can I dispossess them? If we say that this white man have more than what we have, they are more powerful than we are, how can the Creator help you? We have to learn to put our trust in the Most High. Yah love us, and he loved our fathers. Look at the 4th chapter, because I want you to understand the Most High love you. And when you keep his commandments, his statutes, and his judgments, that love will surround you so powerful that everything you do will be a blessing. In Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, in the 23rd verse, he say, take heed to yourselves, lest you forget the covenant of the Creator your Elohim, which he made with you, and make you a graven image or the likeness of anything which the Creator thy Elohim has forbidden thee. For Yah thy Elohim is a consuming fire, even a jealous Elohim. And that's the thing we have to understand. The Creator is a jealous Elohim. I hate to use this in comparison, but every time you say something to Donald Trump, what he do? Snap right back off, right? Think about the Creator. He don't do it like that. He'll give you a chance. He'll give you a chance. He'll say, you need to change. When you don't change, that's when he start the whooping. He'll give you an opportunity. But once he start, you know how your mother used to whoop you? And you thought she done lost her mind because she don't want to stop? That's the way the Creator do it. Just pick up anything and just knock you upside the head. Knock some, as my folks used to say, I'll knock some sense in you. He say, when thou shalt beget children, and children's children, and ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourself. The Creator know what you're going to do. And make a graven image or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of Yah thy Elohim to provoke him to anger. Listen to what the Creator said. I call heaven and earth to witness. Now think about it. It don't matter how far up you in the air when you commit this sin. It doesn't matter how far down on the earth you are when you commit this sin. Because the Creator said he gonna call heaven and earth. So you can't get away from it. Because he got two witnesses. He got heaven as a witness and earth as a witness. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that you shall soon utterly perish from off this land, whereunto you go over Jordan to possess it. You shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. And Yah shall scatter you. Listen at it. I want you to listen to this. And Yah shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left what? Few in numbers among the heathens. Whether Yah shall lead you, And ye shall serve deities, the works of men's hands, serving that cross, serving all of these other deities, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. But listen at what he say now. Not wait till you get back home, not when you get back to Canaan. He say, but if from thence, from where you at, from right here, thou shalt seek Yah, thy Elohim, thou shalt what? Now I'm going to find him when I get back to the land. Now I'm going to find him when he take us into the wilderness of the people. You got to be right here. If thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul, not when you get ready. When thou art in tribulation and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days. And where are we now? In the latter days. If thou turn to Yah thy Elohim and shall be what? Obedient unto his voice. And once again, his voice is in those commandments, those statutes, those judgments that you say been done away with. That you say we no longer have to use those. They too hard. He say, for Yah thy Elohim is a merciful Elohim. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them. Creator, he's not going to forget it. He's not going to forget what he told Abraham. He said, for ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that the Creator, that Yah created man upon the earth, and ask from one side of the heaven unto the other, whether there has been any such thing as this great thing is, or has been heard like it. Did ever people hear the voice of Yah speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard and lived? Did any other nation ever have the Creator speak to them out of a midst of a fire? Or has Yah essayed to go and take him, a nation, from the midst of another nation, by temptations and signs and by wonders, and by war and by a mighty hand, and by a scratched out arm, and by great terror, according to all that the Creator, your Elohim, did for you in Egypt before your eyes? Is it anywhere else recorded where some other deity have done what the Creator have done? He say, unto thee it was showed that thou mightest know that Yah, he is Elohim, and there is none else beside him. Nobody else. I know we want to put somebody beside him. We want to put a man, a spirit, a so-called Holy Ghost. But it's nobody else. He said, out of heaven, he made thee to hear his voice. He letting you know that his voice came out of heaven and nobody saw no similitude of nothing. That he might instruct thee, and upon earth he shall show thee his great fire. And thou heardest his words out of the midst of the fire. Because what? Because he loved thy fathers. Therefore he chose their seed after them. Now, you should be glad that the Creator loved our fathers, that he loved Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Because if he didn't, we wouldn't be here. And because he loved them, he love us if we keep his commandments, and brought thee out in his sight with his mighty power out of Egypt, to drive out nations from before thee, greater and mightier than thou art, to bring thee in, to give thee their land for an inheritance, as it is this day. Know therefore this day, and consider in thine heart, that Yah, he is Elohim, in heaven above and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. Just remember that. Thou shalt keep therefore the statutes and his commandments, which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee and with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth, which Yah thy Elohim giveth thee for how long? Forever. It didn't stop. It didn't stop when we came to America. They kept going. His commandments kept going. His statutes kept going. And if we want that blessing that the Most High promised to Abraham, we got to be obedient like Abraham. Thank you, and may the Creator bless you. Hallelujah! Hallelujah.
We are the people. There's no doubt in my mind.
There's no doubt in my